Welcome, everyone. My name is Marilyn, and I'm here on Thursday night again this week. Thank you to those who caught me on Friday night last week and who commented later. I really do appreciate you being part of my community. So, as you can see on my desk today, I'm going to show you an anniversary card in a different color. But before we get there, I'll just pop over here and say hi, let you know that I am still here. You can see my room, sometimes more organized than others, but it takes a while to get everything where you want it and where you can use it, doesn't it? So thank you for joining me. I hope that you will create a card like this, or with me, or with afterwards, whatever works for you. And please share it with others, because it's nothing better than getting happy mail. I'm sure we all can attest to that. So thank you, Bonnie. I see you're on here with me. I really appreciate everybody who joins me. And let's get started. I'm going to turn the camera down and show you what I'm going to make. Hello, Sharon. Good to see you too. So you can see this is the kind of card I'm going to make. I'm going to use different colors. But before we get there, just want to point out the product of the month. Every month, Stampin' Up! Has a new one. And this one is the Wild Bunch. You can see how cute those little critters are. And great for coloring, or great for just stamping like these guys are kind of in the background. So there is a way to do masking so you don't stamp over top of them. And maybe that's something I should show you. Are you interested in learning how to do the masking? Let me know in the comments and I will read them afterwards. So I'm going to be using this paper again tonight. It's called Moonlit Flora. And I used one design on here, and because I'm using the Golden Glow, I'm going to use a different design that has more of the Golden Glow color in it. If I can find it, that one. So there's some great choices in here. You've got lots of greens, obviously, but some golds, fresh freesia, I believe, and some more greens, and some more. It just looks like a lush country kind of vibe going on there. I do not have the Stampin' die set for it, but I'm really enjoying using the paper. So, oh, and before I forget, because I quite often do this, last week's card, thank you to everyone who did watch me and comment. And I made a draw earlier today, and Betty, you are the winner. So that will be coming in the mail to you. Thank you for doing that. I love sharing my cards with all of you, and when your name comes up, I just write your name on the back and then I can send it to you. All you have to do is comment by saying hello. You don't have to do anything wild and wonderful to get your name in the draw. So the sets I'm using tonight are Phrases and Frames, which is a wonderful word set for outside, inside, for anniversary, for sympathy, for thinking of you, for birthdays. And it comes with a die set. And these indicate that if you use the impressions plate with it, you get a much deeper image on the die cut. So that is what is happening here. You can see how really detailed that is. I just love how they turn out. So that's the card I made earlier, and the envelope to go with it. Yes, I am starting to do envelopes. This is my cutout sheet showing all the different dies and the shapes and sizes. So I've got that for referral. And these are the sizes that you need. I'll leave that there for a minute if you do want to do a screenshot. If you didn't catch it in my cover when I did the Facebook or the live Facebook, it's YouTube Live, not Facebook. I did the YouTube Live. I did put all of these dimensions in there. So perhaps you're going to be able to create with me if you've got them ready. And if not, I hope you will come back and make some later. Just realized I didn't have an envelope over here, so I will need that. So I'll start by removing the pieces. The envelope DSP is 2 1/4 by 6. And if you cut a 6 by 6, that leaves you the 3 3/4 that I used here. So it's all one 6 by 6 piece of paper to start with. So that will go on there. And before we go anywhere else, I'm just going to do that. And it can be drying so that I can trim the edges afterwards. So I use liquid glue. I know some people don't like the ridges that come through or whatever. I think on the darker paper like this, it will not be a problem. But if you find that doesn't work, you can always use a dry adhesive. Obviously had some glue on there because it was sticking. Yeah, I can see, you can see that. I can see a bit of a ridge there, but I think it will dry. So just reading some of the comments, no questions I have to answer, so we will carry on. So I will trim that later. After it dries, I'm going to trim it around here, and that will be my envelope for this card. For the inside, because I had this piece left, I am going to put it on the bottom here. And my inside, that's what the 3/4 by 3 3/4. And let me know in the comments what else you have been designing, creating, and if you have a favorite item that you're getting from Stampin' Up! Recently. I have got the framed violets, and I'm doing a special class in July for that on the Thursday, the last Thursday that I had left. So if you're interested in that, just watch my email and watch my posts, because it is out there and registration is available now. The card base is our regular 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So I'll start with folding that. Sometimes I score them, sometimes I don't. I find if I fold it, bring my thumbs back and go like this, it's usually pretty straight, which is a must on my part. So that is our golden glow. Then I am going to, I've got these cut already. So like I said, it was a 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So 3 3/4, 5 1/4. If you cut off 3 1/2-inch strips, you're left with 2 1/4 here. Quick and easy. And like I said, I hope that you will create some of these. So I'm just going to attach those to the front of the card without another layer. And because it's 5 1/4, we should have our equal borders like always. This, with these pieces after, not so much on this kind of designer paper, although I can see that I do have them in order. On this one, it did make a difference because then they lined up. Can you see that? A bit of a design across there. And if it was more prominent even, you would still want it to be, make sure it's going to be in the right order so the pattern continues across the card. I'm going to start as I usually do, start on one side, then the other side, and the middle will be last. Then there's a couple of tricks. This card design was from Kristen Bryant. She has a YouTube channel. And those of you who are on my team, we did a card my team meeting yesterday, and it was done by her as well. So she's got some quick and easy. She calls them 5-minute Fridays. So if you're looking for something quick and easy, that might be a hint to go there. I'm going to do some stamping just so that, oh, I left some pieces from another project all over my board. Don't lose those. I need them. Those are for my swap card that I'm doing. Forgot they were on here. Okay. So I have my stamps. I have my new magnetic pad, which I really like. And I have a happy anniversary stamp, which, yes, I was afraid that I might not stamp it and cut it straight, so I've done it beforehand. I've heard that on these pads you stamp and then you can rub for get good coverage and do your stamping. Turns out pretty good, doesn't it? And then for a bigger one like this that I'm going to use on the inside, and yes, I am going to make another one because I am in desperate need of anniversary cards. So I'm going to stamp this one, show you that even on camera I can sometimes stamp straight. I think that's pretty good. So those pieces are ready. And now for just the final touches. There's not, like I say, it's a quick and easy card, and I really do hope that you're all going to try making one or two or three. So the other piece that she did, and I really like the idea, because you can't put ribbon because you're putting this right on your layer, unless you put another layer behind. She used a piece of cardstock that was 1/2 inch by 4 1/4. And before she put it across there, she tied ribbon like this. And I thought, that's pretty sneaky. I'm going to try the same thing. I tried tying a bow, didn't work. And I'm not one that can, I know lots of people want to leave their ribbon on the roll till they get it, whatever tied. And that usually doesn't work for me either. So I'm just going to take this and tie a knot. And I found on the Peaceful Pine one, I had to actually tie it twice to make it look the way I wanted it to. So bear with me. Tie it that way. You know the old left over right, right over left? I don't know which one I did first there, but I'm going to try it this way. And I think, yeah, I think that's called a square knot. Anybody who knows for sure, let me know. And then I can, it's going to go up and down like this, and I can move it along to where I want it, so I've got room for my greeting to go on this side. And yes, I've got an extra, but I'm going to trim that off. And I can see an edge on here if I do that, or with the bone folder, but my nails are right here. And we'll tighten it this way. Ever have that trouble? You look at it and think, okay, which way do I want that to go? So then I'm going to use dimensionals to put that on, and I do believe these will fit. I'm very careful with them. I need one at that end to hold it up. Because the ribbon's on there, I need something to raise this piece so that it looks better. That's why we do most things, right? So they look better. A brownie knot or a Girl Guide knot, yes. Thanks, ladies. Yeah, I knew it had a certain term. I was never in Girl Guides. My daughter was, but um, I was the treasurer, so I wasn't at the meetings very often. But so I want that over on the side. I want to show my Golden Glow color. That's fairly straight. Then when I put this on, I am going to need dimensionals over the full ribbon, I'm going to call it. Let's see if those will fit. Whoops. Won't fit if I turn them upside down. Yes, they will. So I hope you're all having a good week. We are having lots of rain here, and it's cold. Like nights are 7, 8 degrees, which is not very nice for June. But what can you do? We're hoping that once the heat does come back, we'll have some beautiful plants and that kind of thing happening around town. So I was going to show you one other trick. I don't know if I've shown you this before. In one of the classes I took recently, they took the backings off the dimensionals and put some liquid glue on so that you do have a little bit of wiggle room when you put it down. And because I was trying to wiggle that, I thought, oh, yeah, I should show you that. You don't anymore now that I've pushed it, but I did. And then, because I cut this out of using the same die, it's going to fit there. So I am going to use smaller dimensionals on either side of that one. We are so lucky that we have different sizes. We used to have to cut those big ones in down to size when we needed something smaller. And again, this is going to go right along there. I could put the glue along here. Maybe I'll put a little bit there as well. And line up my anniversary. So what do you think? Are you going to make some like this? And share. I have a Saturday, sharing Saturday post that goes up every Saturday that I'd love to have you share your designs on. Everybody's welcome to. And I just saw her go by. Thank you, whoever that was. And my inside piece is ready with my extra piece of designer paper on it. And I will trim my envelope. With my regular Stampin' Up! Scissors, have any of you that are demonstrators purchased the new scissors? And if so, what do you think of them? I was reading a post today from someone who said they didn't think they were very good, and I don't know if that person had the other ones or not. I'm not buying any because I have these. I've had these for my just about 18 years, and they're still very sharp. So I don't think I need another set of scissors. Haven't received them. Sharon, you did order them then. Okay. That's good. Now, embellishments. We can't do without embellishments. On this one, I used the little tiny butterflies, and I really like them. So, okay, if it worked, why not do it again, right? So on here, I have the larger ones and the smaller ones. I think this time I might put a larger one here on the anniversary greeting, and then just a couple. I really like how they just show up there. Bonnie, you bought the scissors for one of your customers. That's good. Your class participants. So somebody who, yes, if you're holding classes, you do need more scissors. I do not have classes in my home, as you're aware. So I don't need quite so many. So there are my two cards. Do you like the golden glow or do you like the peaceful pine? And before I let you go, I'm going to show you the cards that we made last night or yesterday in my team meeting. Again, using a 6x6, and again from Kristen Bryant. She cut the paper 5 1/4 this way, and then just cut it in these strips and did the Z fold. And it was a great way to use one piece of designer paper, especially this paper that we know is such good scenery paper to use. And one of the lady, Pam, I think it was, that put another strip of designer paper here. When Kristen did it, she actually had her greeting over, and she had another piece of, it looked like netting, but it was a die cut behind it, so it kind of covered that. I was thinking afterwards that you could stamp, you know how you random stamp things on there, mainly because I really liked yours, Pam, with the paper, but that means you use more than one 6x6 for it. So I was thinking more along the lines of if I stamped on it, it would do the same thing, add a little more interest on it, and then you've still got your 6x6 papers. So thank you all for joining me. Please subscribe, please like, please share, and please come back again. And we'll come up with something else to share with you next week. Those of you who are on my email list for Zoom, I hope to see you tomorrow, especially if it's raining and yucky outside like it is here. You can't go outside and do much, so we might as well make cards, right? Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Take care.